Good morning, welcome to Pike Creek Farm. Well, it's morning here. A little late in the morning, but it's still morning. And I am going to make some egg bites, my copycat Starbucks ones, for breakfast for today. And they're real handy to have in the fridge. And I've even frozen before and I can just take them out. Because, okay, I have 8 eggs already out of this. And I have 36 and 12. I have over 40 eggs in the fridge. So we're gonna use some eggs up in a way that I really like as a snack, as a breakfast, as a dinner, as lunch. I just like them. Okay. My husband's happy up there. The birds are all chirping and he's, I guess, doing his song along with it. And I mentioned these on my one menu plan video, and I had several viewers ask if I could do a video on it. And by the way, my name is Renee, and welcome to Pike Creek Farm. If this is your first time here, thank you so much. I'm in the thumb of Michigan, in the country, and I like to do videos on canning and vintage recipes and baking and trying to be thrifty and thrive. So if that sort of thing, well, you know, something that interests you, come join. The more the merrier. So how I make mine is I have a Ninja and I can usually fit it all in here. Watch today be the day that it doesn't fit right, but normally I can fit everything in there. And the ingredients I'm going to use are 8 eggs, a cup of cottage cheese, a cup of, this is Gruyere cheese. You can use any kind. I don't know what was on that piece of cheese. But I did shred this up. And I cooked bacon yesterday, so we had some leftovers, so bacon. You need cornstarch, a tablespoon of cornstarch. And then what I do is I use a silicone cupcake pan. You can use a metal one, but I find it harder to get out of. They don't stick in these. And then I put it on this tray. Now you can, and I would use a bigger tray if I was gonna do it this way, but you can put a water bath right in here. I'm a klutz and I spilled it everywhere. So what I do now is I have this pan that I use for some of my breads and I fill it halfway full with hot water and put that in the hot oven. Now I don't always use the same ingredients in here. I mean the extras. Sometimes I'll saute up mushrooms, spinach, and peppers and put that in there. Sometimes it has sausage and cheddar cheese. However you want to make them, whatever you have in your pantry or your refrigerator crisper that needs to be used up. You have a little bit of ham left over. I've done ham and cheese ones. These are real versatile. If you want a veggie only one, you could do broccoli and cheese and mushrooms. So it's whatever you like. Let your imagination go wild. But this is more what they sell at Starbucks, I believe, is the cheese and the bacon. And I like this cheese a lot, but I like all cheese. I like it all. So I have my oven on preheated to 300. I'm going to, and I won't do it right now, but I will fill this with water and bring it to a boil in the microwave. If you have a kettle, you can just do the kettle, pan of water, whatever you want to do to get hot water, because that steam and that low temperature helps it to become a very custardy egg bite. I used to make them all the time and I didn't do this method and they were good, but they were just like egg. They weren't that velvety, creamy texture, and these ingredients make them amazing. First, I'm gonna add some ingredients into this and give it a whirl, like my cottage cheese. There's no lumps of cottage cheese in this. I like cottage cheese, so that wouldn't bother me. You could probably use Greek yogurt in the replacement, you know, or some other, like ricotta cheese, some other cheese like that too. It just gives it that creamy velvet texture. So Let me bring you down so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I got things all over here. So let's try and get it so you're seeing what you need to see. And it calls for a cup. I just put 2 scoops with a big spoon. I don't measure it. I don't think this is like has to be so exact like baking. We're gonna add cheese in there. And a tablespoon of cornstarch. So now I'm going to blend this up in the Ninja. I'm going to get my coffee out of the way so it doesn't spill. And now we're gonna add 8 eggs into it. I don't mix mine ahead of time. I don't whisk them in another bowl. I like to save on dishes. Wow. I'm going to put 8 eggs in. This will make 12 egg bites. Sometimes there's some extra depending on my eggs, the size of them. Oh, and I'm going to add some salt. Just a sprinkle, because the cheese, you know, has a saltiness to it and the bacon. But I want to season the eggs. Check it, see if everything is blended and combined. And it's liquidy. It is, see, but there's no lumps. Everything is combined. I like to give a spray. My spray bottle was empty, so I usually use that. It needs to be filled. And then I have this bacon that was cooked and now it's chopped up. I'm gonna put a little in the bottom of each one. You can use turkey bacon. I have the water heating up and I had a little bit of cheese left, so let me see if I can show you. I just sprinkled some in each cup. And now we just have to pour the egg mixture on top of the bacon and cheese. Put the lid on with the spout just to make it a little easier to pour. And you want to have them almost full. There is like a little teeny bit in the bottom. It's like not even a half an inch. But these are ready once I get the water bath done. The pan, and this is just an old pan that I use like when I bake bread or anything and I need that water bath in it, in the bottom of the, so it's, okay, now we're gonna put the water in. I'm going to put this in the bottom of the oven. Set the timer for 30 minutes. Now I just clean up and put everything away. And we will have 12 egg muffins. Bites. Mine aren't mini. Mine are regular cupcake size. And they're just really handy to have, and it's a great way of using up those little bits and pieces of leftover veggies and meat and cheese in your refrigerator. I'll bring you back when they're done. The timer went off and here they are. And if you look, they just like spin around. So here's one of them. Oop, let me get it so it focuses. Ah, there. Let's cut into it. If you look, I'm trying to get it to focus. They're real soft. Smooth and velvety. You can make them if you have mini muffin tins. You can make little bite ones that way. They're very tender. The other way I used to do them, they were a little chewier, and especially leftover, these still stay as nice and smooth. Now, what do I like to put on them? Well, I'll put salsa. Depends on what's inside them. I put different things. I love chili crisp on them. So there we are. That is my breakfast. It could be my lunch. It could be my dinner. Copycat Starbucks egg bites. Mine are bigger than a bite. Nice, velvety. These will last several days in the refrigerator, but you can freeze them and then just do them like in packs of 1 or 2 and pop out what you need, and they're all ready made to go. You don't have to have fancy gadgets. You can still make lovely, smooth egg muffins, egg bites, whatever you want to call them. I just call them good. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you next time at Pike Creek Farm.